Alright, back again, Luke here, and as you can see in front of me, the floor is quite a mess. I got a bunch of projects that I'm just working on here, and figured I'd make a video and show you guys what I've been up to. Probably first off here, what I'll show you is, if you remember that Eprom Eraser that I wound up getting, I finally got in some replacement bulbs for it, as you can see here. These are ones that I ordered off the internet, and they were the cheapest ones that I could find, or the best priced ones I could find. These ones cost me about $19.95, and they came from New Jersey, I believe. I got online and I found a place called Bulbworks, and it worked out fantastic because they had, I think, about 5 or 6 of them in stock. So I bought 4 of them, and the representative that I talked to, her name was Lisa, extremely helpful. And interestingly enough, you know, even after a few emails and so, getting the bulbs, she actually sent like a package of Tootsie Rolls too inside it. It was kind of cool, but really great. Fantastic place to order some bulbs. So if you're looking to get some bulbs for your Eprom Eraser, or to make an Eprom Eraser, I definitely recommend checking out Bulbworks on the internet. So, but as you can see here, I got it all polished up. It looks really nice. The lights themselves do work. So, for example, I got this Eprom here. Got the window all cleaned up. So just set that in there. Put this in here, and when I got this thing put back together with the new lights in it, I still tried to use it, and it wasn't gonna, or it didn't work. So I went and took off all the contact points. There's contact points here on the timer. There's contact points on the bottom of the drawer. There's actually a button, and when the tray is in, it actually engages everything. When the tray's out, it won't. It'll actually shut off. So it's kind of wild here, but took the button apart up here, and yeah. Nonetheless, let's give it a shot here. First, we'll turn the timer, and then we will press the button, and as you can see, fires right on. And it'll bake the EPROMs there for about 20 minutes or so, and once this clicks off, it'll turn everything off, which is kind of nice. So, let's see on the inside there. Woo! But yeah, that's one thing that I was working on. Finally got that working, so I can do some EPROM writing and erasing, which is nice. I've already tried to erase a few dozen different EPROMs. That was just one that I hadn't erased yet, so I'll put that in there and let that go. Another thing here, I told you maybe, I don't know, a few weeks ago that I had replaced the fan in this one, and I wasn't getting a video for it. I went and I took the thing apart again, and there was just a lot of stuff on the inside of this. I really don't know what it was, but I mean, it almost looked like ice cream. Really, you know, it was everywhere. It was like on different chips, and I don't know. It was pretty bad. But I got this thing to turn on, but it's not giving me a clear picture, so I don't know if that's the resolution or if there's still something wrong with this thing. What I'll do here is I'll show you what it does. I'll just plug in this. Oh yeah, I picked up a power supply here that will run the Triforce. This will also work for the Naomi and Chihiro, I believe. So it's kind of cool. I don't have to worry about connectors anymore. We'll plug this in, and hopefully you'll be able to see what this thing does. As long as this pops on. You can see here it's got some bars going through it, and you can't see a clear picture in the background. This is, you know, as far as I've been able to get it to go. You can see that it says in the background, or maybe you can see it. Here it says, you know, Triforce, or it's, you know, basically trying to say it. But, yeah, this is as much as I can see. Down here, I think it says like error 26, and then it says like mainboard malfunctioning. But when I checked online, what that meant was that there wasn't any game in it, or there wasn't a dongle in it. So that's why that error came up. But as far as the video display being like this, I don't know if this is a problem with the resolution, the fact that the monitor can't pick up everything, or if this is actually a problem with the board. But yeah, and it slowly, you know, it slowly seems to come out, but it still has these horrible black lines in it, and then they kind of bleed together, and it just looks really bad. You know, you can start to see the letters appear a little bit more, but other than that, you know, it's that's all it's doing. So Not sure how many people out there have these Triforce boards, or how many people have tried to repair them before or not, but this is one situation that I'm kind of running into, or one problem that I'm running into. I kind of wish it didn't have these black lines, but as you can see, they're kind of like, you know, blurring together here. It's kind of strange. But nonetheless, it's a little bit more of an update, I suppose. You can see down there now it's starting to say Triforce Nintendo. I don't know. Like I said before, this thing here, it used to have that bad fan in it, and because the fan was bad in it when I first got it, I don't know if it overheated something or not, but after replacing it, you know, at least it kind of turns on. So, nonetheless, if it doesn't work, I'll pick up another one. I just want to make sure that it's completely dead before I decide to go out and get another Triforce board. Because the main reason why I wound up picking this up is because it came with the GD-ROM drive, and that was something that I really wanted as well. Not to mention the fact the guy didn't say it was broken. But anyway, moving on to other things. As you can see here in front of me, this is my Atomiswave board, and this is one that I wound up repairing, I don't know how long ago it was, probably a month or so ago. It had some bad caps on it, and finally got that back up and running. It was one that I used a lot. But what I came across here was a second Atomiswave board. And now this board here, I found it on the auctions, and I found it for a really, really good price. And the main reason is the guy said it just blatantly did not work. So I don't know what, you know, sometimes does not work means no sound, sometimes no power or whatever. This one was pretty much, you know, exactly the way he had described it. He said, you know, for parts or whatever. Because when I got this thing, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's one screw there, right? That's all it came with. It came with one screw in it. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? You know, there was no screws in the front. I found a small post here, like a little screw that I could put in there, but it had no screws in it. I opened it up, and the capacitors were all, like, gone. Pretty much, you know, ripped out or leaking, or, you know, there were just a lot of blank spaces on it. So I wound up replacing the caps on it, plugged it in, and it turned on, gave me the logo. And I thought, okay, this is great, you know, without a game cartridge in it, if you turn these things on, it says, like, game error 1, and it says that there's no cart, or it can't find the cartridge. So I thought, okay, that's a good sign, and I popped the game in, turned it on, and it gave me a coin error. Like, it started to boot the game, and it just came up coin error, and it continually repeated to reset itself. And I was a little bit kind of wondering what was going on with that, so I was online and I was talking to Chris, or Wicked Clown NZ, and I was asking him, you know, because I was doing so many different projects at the same time, I asked him, you know, can you tell me if you can find any information on this board? And he came across something, a post, that basically said that on the bottom of these boards, on the inside of these motherboards, if I was to flip this thing upside down, when you take out the motherboard here, on the back there are many different diodes. I think there's about 7 or 8 diodes on the back here, and they're all listed as ZD1, ZD2, and so on. And on a forum that, or a link that he came across, it said there was a diode that a guy who was having the same problem. There was a diode that was 2 from the right, and he didn't say what diode it was. He said, oh, it's flip the board over, and then second from the right, and I removed that diode, and like, okay, great. So I flipped it over, took a look at it, and these diodes are extremely small. Just to give you an idea here, this is the diode that I took out. This thing's so small it's probably not even going to focus, but extremely small little guy there. And to give you an idea, I mean, if I put the soldering tip next to it, you can see it's almost the same, you know, width. And this is a fine tip soldering pen, so really, really, you know, kind of, you know, too small to even, you know, try and solder on there, let alone take off. So luckily I was able to get it off, and the forum said that after removing that, you should have your game start up. So I did that, and sure enough, the thing fired back on. So this is another working Atomiswave board, to make a long story short. And to show you, plug this thing in here and plug in our cart. Woo. Alright, and let's take one of these cords, since I have all these cords running around everywhere. We'll pop this thing on and let you take a look at it. As you can see, the Sammy logo is coming up, and here the volume works fine. And the game works great, you know. I don't know what exactly that diode did, but the coin-in works, the buttons work, you know, left, right, up, down, everything works. But without that, that diode taken out, all this thing would do is it wouldn't even get this far. It would just start up, and then it would continually reset itself. So, if you guys are having any trouble with one of these Atomiswave boards, and it says like coin error, what you want to do is remove one of these very, very small diodes that are on the bottom of the board. And by doing that, like I said, this one was ZD4, but that actually got everything working. So, yeah, really super happy here to have a backup. Once again, it doesn't have that many screws in it, so I'm going to have to find some screws to put in it, but it does work nonetheless, and gives me this one and this one here, and yeah, all the other stuff that's going on. But just figured I'd give you guys some updates, show you what's going on in my place here. You know, wires everywhere, and you know, all sorts of good stuff, bad stuff, so-so stuff going on. But yeah, that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.